Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. What are we doing here, folks? Why hasn't Claressa Shields responded? Shadasia Green came out here and said, after Lanai Daniels, I want to fight Claressa. She said, I have no problem fighting in April and clearing my schedule for the rest of the year so that I can fight Claressa. She understands Claressa is going to be fighting, sounds like it could be June, July. But I'll put it to this way. She's fighting sometime between now and July. That means that Shadasia is willing to sit out the ring from April and May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months to land that Claressa Shields fight. Now, Claressa Shields hasn't said anything. Now, there are people on my page, and there's one person in particular, because Claressa has all these little burner accounts, and we'll come into the chat under a couple of names. There's Aisha, Taylor, and Exhibby, whatever the hell Exhibby is, right? But my thing is for Claressa Shields, just call into the show and come into my chat or come into the comments under your real name. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I am not the enemy. Matter of fact, I think by this point in time, you and I become kind of friends. Because I think there's a mutual respect there for each other. But it doesn't make sense to me for Claressa to keep talking about Shadasia was offered to fight a couple years ago. Or we could have fought this year instead of her. She chose to fight Lanai Daniels. Let me tell you something. A few years ago, a couple years ago, if Shadasia felt she wasn't ready, okay. I mean, if that's what was said, okay, that was 2 years ago. Why are we still dwelling in the past? Then we talk about her not wanting to fight you after Shadasia, after Franchon, when you said Shadasia was next. Okay, how do you rationalize someone like Shadasia being out the ring for, several months? You're talking about, matter of fact, while I'm running my mouth, let me pull it up right now since I'm running my mouth, right? This is because I want people to see what they wanted Shadasia to do. Which just doesn't make any sense to me, you know what I'm saying? Because I think you got to be fair. But let's look here. Look at this shit. All right, this is the stuff that be bugging me out. So now, Shadasia last fought right here, July of 2025. So July, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, made 6 months. And they wanted her to not fight. Claressa was going to fight Franchon in Feb. That would have been 6, that would have been 7, 8 months, right? And then Claressa would have needed some time off, then to go back into training camp. So to probably fight in July. They would have wanted her to be out the ring a whole year. A whole year. How is that okay? So, you know what I'm saying? Somebody tell me something. For Claressa to want Shadasia to sit out the ring for a whole year, waiting on her, while Claressa fights in February, knocks the rust off, and then has to come out and take Shadasia, to where Shadasia now would have probably been at a handicap because she was inactive, and in training camp, that can only get you so prepared for a real fight. You got to stay active. So what they were trying to do, and that's why I don't think Claressa Shields is going to fight her, they were trying to handicap Shadasia Green. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad Shadasia didn't take that fight, didn't allow them to do that to her. But my thing is, okay, Whatever happened, happened. And I'll be honest with you. Claressa Shields would have never done that. She wouldn't have stayed out the ring for no damn year. So the opportunity is the opportunity. But every fighter, including Claressa Shields, after they have their fight and they fulfill their contract, they get in the ring, they're unemployed. You want Shadasia to stay unemployed for a whole year? She's got to fight. She's got to make money. So Shadasia's fighting in April, Lanai Daniels. Not an easy fight at all. But if she can get the business done, she's already saying she'll fight Claressa. I don't see why Claressa and her team haven't reached out. Win records. Jake Paul and those guys at MVP. I don't see why they're not talking. Claressa want to be the A side. That's not a problem. It's not a problem. 60-40, 70-30. I don't know what the split's going to be, but Claressa deserves to be the A side. Even Green understands that. I think there's some real money in this fight. But what I don't understand is why she hasn't at least started some pre-negotiations so they can get a few things in place so Claressa can go have her next fight. They already have the contract firmed up, a done deal. Basically, it's all about Claressa winning her fight, and Shadasia, of course, has to win hers. And then right after the fight, they announce it. The contract's already done. It's in place. Shadasia and I are fighting in October, November, December, and it's gonna be at this location. Like, to me, there's nothing wrong with leaning forward and put together a soft contract. I don't understand this. Then tweak it and make little refinements and adjustments. I don't see why that's not happening. So the fact that Shadasia came and she said, look, whatever concerns y'all had about me not clearing my schedule for the rest of the year after I get through with my fight, I'm willing to do that. The fact that she said that we haven't heard nothing, you know what it tells me? That somebody's putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Because right now, everything surrounding a potential fight between Claressa Shields and Shadasia Green comes down to one word: timing. Shadasia's already letting her know, yo, I'm here. Claressa said she wanted to fight you at the end of the fight. Shadasia, you up in here? You in here? Shadasia inside here? Get in the ring. You in here? You in here? No, she wasn't in here. What are we doing? You know she wasn't up in there. Make the fight. This isn't about talent, demand. It's not about money. Not yet, anyway. It's about timing. Because this is one of those fights where the interest is there. Like, this is the fight of the women's division. I mean, I made a bit of hyperbole here, but I think it's the biggest fight in boxing. That's just because, look, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I like Claressa as a fighter. All right, I said it. As far as outside of them boxing gloves, but if I could just put a pinch in her ribs and be like, girl, stop doing all this bullshit. But I like her as a fighter. I like Shadasia. I like all fighters, man. I know what they go through. I respect it, man. No one should be talking shit about any fighter and what they put themselves through for our entertainment, but just what they put themselves through. If you've never, I'll put it to this way. If you've never gone out here and trained to cut weight and fucking spar, I challenge you, just do it for 2 weeks. Fuck a 12-week training camp. Just do 2 weeks. Matter of fact, do one day. Do 1 day. Getting up, road work, coming back, eating, coming back, training, and spar for 1 3-minute round. That's it. Just do that. Do that for 1 day. Bet you'll see things a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right here, this fight with Shadasia and Claressa is one of those fights where the interest is there. The storyline is there. The fans are already leaning forward asking, when is it happening? I get a lot of people asking me, hey, Hood, you heard them from Claressa? I'm like, I don't know. I know she in my chat. She in my comments. Talking about everything but the damn Shadasia Green fight. She talking about everything. Talking about Baumgartner. Talking about everything but what's she going to do now. And let me tell you, there's a storyline there. You know, as young women, they knew each other. They were roommates. They spent a lot of time sparring together. Shadasia went out there and she did what she had to do to make a little money, sparring an opponent who was getting ready for Claressa. And that seemed to be where the relationship soured. But I'm telling you, and then from there is all kind of other little pocket conversations that people are having, which I ain't gonna get into on here because that ain't my style. But the bottom line is there's a whole lot there that has boxing fans talking. And that's why they're asking, like, hey, when's it happening? But I'm going to tell you this, boxing doesn't move on fan excitement alone. It moves on alignment. And right now, the alignment is shaky. Because Claressa, you don't know what she's doing. She's unemployed right now because she fulfilled her contract, fought Franchon Cruz, so the fight's over. So she's got to get another contract in place for a fight. However, at the moment, she seems to be singing R&B. And she's a rapper. She's rapping. Guap the rapper, Claressa the Guap, whatever she calls herself. And she could be doing country and western next like Beyonce. But the bottom line is, in the current situation, that Shadasia Green made her stance clear. She's willing to fight Claressa. She's open to do it at the end of the year, November, December. You know what I mean? She's willing to take an interim fight. She's not willing to take an interim fight after facing Lanai Daniels. You know what I mean? She's like, yo, I'm ready. Line it up. Yeah, I need to fight. I need to make money for my family. But Claressa is the fight. That's the one right there. That's the World Cup of boxing. I want to fight her. But I know I got to get past Daniels. I'm letting y'all know that. That's not a formality. She knows Daniels is no joke. You know, Shadasia knows what she's getting into with Daniels. She knows she's no joke. That's why she's taking it serious. But before anything else happens, Green has a real fight in front of her. Daniels represents experience, durability, the ability to disrupt plans. If Green struggles, or worse, loses, everything changes. So our fans are already thinking about Shields because, you know, that's the fight everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to see that. But Green she's got to get through Lanai Daniels, meaning she's got to earn that moment. She's got to get through Lanai. Just like Claressa, she fought Franchon, but she's supposed to be fighting somebody else next. She got to get through that obstacle as well. You see, at the end of the day, the party people in the house need to understand that Claressa holds the cards. You know what I'm saying? She is the A side. So this is why Claressa's doing what she wants right now. She ain't going to respond. You better believe her and her team are talking. She's going to control the timing, control opponent selection, and control when and how the negotiations happen. But what she's not going to control is how fans see her as someone who's putting gallons of duck sauce on the fried rice. Because what she's going to do is sit here. Shadasia fights in April. Claressa won't say nothing about the fight. So now Shadasia will go into May, no word from Claressa. June, no word from Claressa. Then Shadasia will go out here and make a fight. Lock a fight in so she can continue to support her family. Then Claressa Ting will be like, yeah, she ain't really want it. Man, please. She ain't really want to fight. Yeah. She called me out and then she went and took a fight. And, you know, she didn't want it. She ducked. So she ducking me. If she really wanted it, she wouldn't have taken a fight. What kind of games are we playing here? That shit is stupid. You don't want to fight a Claressa Shields. We know you don't. If so, you'd be all over it right now. There's no fight out here bigger for Claressa Shields than Shadasia Green. Nothing. And those are the facts. Michaela May already said she ain't returning until August. So Claressa sure as hell ain't waiting until August to fight. So that fight's not going to happen. So I'll be honest with you. I don't know who Claressa's going to fight next, but whoever she fights next, the fight at the end of the year should be Shadasia. But I'm telling y'all, I'm going to call it right now. Claressa won't be fighting Mare next, and she won't fight Shadasia at the end of the year. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. So for those saying, well, what's she going to do? I don't know. But she won't fight them two killers. and the more and more I listen to the ladies, the female boxers, not just the ladies on my channel, but the female boxers talk, even Claressa said Michaela Mayer is no joke. A lot of them feel that Michaela Mayer will beat Claressa. So Claressa may be out here putting duck sauce in the Michaela Mayer fight too, because her team needs her to win. All that talent she has. And really out here looking like, you know, like she got a little restaurant over there, man, the China Heen. She owned a China Heen restaurant, man, where you can go out there and get duck sauce fried rice, duck sauce shrimp, duck sauce crab, duck sauce wonton, duck sauce egg drop soup, duck sauce egg foo young. Everything in there specialized in goddamn duck sauce flavored dishes. And I'm making jokes, but I'm serious as a heart attack, because you couldn't tell me that Claressa wouldn't come out here and respond to Green already. Somebody tell me something. And if Hood Champion taking it to the stupid, tell me, hey, yo, Hood McNicholas, hold your horses, stop taking it to the stupid. But I don't think so. Because right now, it appears that Claressa has multiple interests. Boxing, obviously, but she's unemployed. So now it's this whole thing about music and entertainment. Social media. The Zeus thing, being a reality star, growing her brand and trying to establish multiple income streams. And from a business standpoint, look, I got to be real with you. That's smart. I got multiple income streams. I think everybody should. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, from a fight-making standpoint, it introduces complications. Because you got this 6-month promotion problem. For a fight of this magnitude, the World Cup of women's boxing, I think is the biggest fight in boxing. That's just me. Because I really want to see Claressa and Shadasia make. I ain't gonna lie, that'll make me happy to know Claressa made 40 million, Shadasia made 25, or however it goes. I want to hear they made a lot of money. And then I'll be looking for my little 2% so I can go get me a little fried rice and chicken wings and shit. But for a fight of this magnitude, you don't just announce it and go. You need, you know what I'm saying? You need press tours in all the big cities, face-offs, media build-up, storyline development. You got to lock in a venue. That's the first problem. Fights at the end of the year, it's not easy to secure that office space. You know what I mean? But with this fight, you got to. This shit can't be in Detroit. We already know that. This shit is a goddamn Las Vegas. Madison Square Garden. Who knows? Maybe Turkey Al-Sheikh may come sniffing around and somehow, he got the kind of money to make things happen. But there's going on so much in the world with war. Who knows what the end of this year is going to look like for anything? Y'all paying attention to the shit going on in the world? What's getting destroyed in these different Middle Eastern countries? Y'all understand the real threat that we face over here? So a big event in New York or in Vegas or one of the large cities, that could make for a really good target for some of these wackos running around here. I'm just being real. But I do think that 6 months of promotion is necessary. Green fights in April, Shields fighting June or July maybe. That leaves a narrow window before the end of the year. If both fighters come out healthy and ready and they win their fights, you're still looking at tight turnaround, limited promotion window, increased risk of delays. And boxing loves delays. And there's always a possibility of one of these women getting hurt and not being able to make it to the fight. So, for what they have control over, they should control it. Because we as boxing fans understand contractual and business obstacles, There are also behind the scenes factors fans don't always see. The contracts. Now we know you got Claressa, she there with Salitra, Win Records, and the rapper Papoose, right? Shields reportedly has multiple fights to fulfill this year, 2 more. Opponents may already be lined up or discussed, which I believe there's some truth to. At least some conversations taking place. It's a smart thing to do. But then you got the promotional alignment. Different networks, platforms, different promotional interests. who knows what's going to happen. This is just another, again, things that contribute to those business obstacles. Then the financial negotiations, purse splits, sponsorships, event location. They got to sort that out. Even when both fighters want to fight, which right now we know one wants it. The other one, I'm not too sure she wants to fight. But if both fighters want to fight, contracts, promotion alignment, financial negotiations, the details surrounding those things can stall every single thing. Okay? But there's also conversations around Shields expanding into other areas. This whole thing with music and media, some fans are like, yo, that's smart, build your brand. I see what people say, but I also see what the others say, like, now focus on boxing, make the biggest fights. Hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. But I think the truth can be both. You know what I mean? Build your brand, but focus on boxing. But it cannot be done if your time is ineffectively managed. However, if it's managed correctly, it can be done. But when I look at it right now, I'm just seeing as every week goes by where no conversations are taking place to make a deal for Shadasia and Claressa, a little bit of expectation management here for both fighters. That fight's getting further away, people. Because if the perception becomes that boxing is no longer the priority, fans start asking questions like, is she really trying to make the fight happen? And that's what's going on right now. That's what fans are asking. What's the issue? There's nothing wrong with just talking, having a conversation. There's nothing wrong. I don't see why that hasn't started. But I'm going to tell you what. If this fight doesn't get made, I think it hurts Claressa more than it hurts Shadasia. Shadasia just had to keep fighting and winning. And she's going to be just fine. Claressa has a lot of momentum. Most people see Claressa as a female fighter who will never lose. And that's just the facts. Doesn't matter if I favor Shadasia, I like Shadasia. It doesn't matter. I don't dislike Claressa. I don't like her. She's interesting. I think we kind of become friends, though. But I'm just being real. She's the one who got everything to lose. The less she fights, especially if she doesn't fight Shadasia by the end of this year, fans are going to be looking at her like she's crazy. And then if she takes next year off to have a little Pap Jr. Running around the crib, which I think is, look, I'll just say this. Children are a blessing, a beautiful thing. And I'll leave that alone. I ain't going to get into all the other stuff. I'll let the ladies chime in on that. But a child is a blessing, blessing, blessing. I have 4. I wanted 10. I told my wife, even numbers. We have 2. Better stop there. If we have a 3, we're going for 4. If we have a 5, we're going for 6. I would have had 10. I ain't lying. I mean, as long as you love and treat them right, and you got the financial resources to take care of them kids, have as many as you possibly can, is my opinion. You know what I mean? But for Claressa, I just think her momentum is going to die out. You know, because fans move on quickly in boxing. I know some people say she's the female Floyd Mayweather, but she's not Floyd Mayweather, so stop. Narratives start to take over. People start saying, yep, she avoided the fight, and now here it is, man. She took time off from the sport. She put duck sauce on the fried rice. She was never interested in really being truly tested, truly challenged. She'd rather fight rematches with Franchon. Matter of fact, when she comes back, bet you she'll fight Franchon again. That's just how the fans talk. That's how they talk, man. But the timing gets worse. Narratives take over. More fights, more obligations, more delays. And suddenly a hot fight becomes, we should have got that earlier. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao Mayweather. Well, people watch it, yeah, but I mean, how do people, even now, people, I talk to some people, man, they can't, even, I talked to a buddy, this dude go to church every Sunday. He don't ever cuss. I said, Manny Pacquiao Mayweather. He said, motherfucker. I said, God damn. You don't ever use profanity. He said, don't ever bring that shit up to him. I said, all right, man. He said, God bless you, brother. Get your ass out of here. You can't God bless me and thump that Bible and shit and then say motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But I won't be bringing up the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight to him. But again, he's one of those guys that just felt like, hey, this fight, we should have got that earlier. So let's talk about this. Y'all know I'm always joking about the duck sauce. The duck sauce question, that's real talk. I just say it in a funny way. Fans are basically saying, is Claressa going to take the challenge? Is she going to take the challenge? What you going to do, Claressa? What you going to do? Or is she going to handle business elsewhere and revisit later? Like 2028? Because finishing 2 fights against other opponents this year is completely possible, but completely unacceptable to fans. Because Green's already out here telling you right now, I understand you want to fight 2 more times this year, go and get your second fight, but the third fight should be me at the end of the year. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, if Claressa goes and she fights 2 different opponents, the Green fight is going to get pushed back. And not to 27, 28. But in 27, we still don't know what's going to happen with Claressa. What if she doesn't have a Pap Jr.? What if they can't make it last forever? Maybe it doesn't last forever. Maybe she's back in the ring. We don't know. Now, I'll say this. I hope things work out for her. I don't want to see nobody get publicly humiliated and embarrassed. Because I know one thing for sure. If Claressa Shields and the rapper Papa, if that shit doesn't work out, oh my God. Boy, the internet going to go buck wild. You already saw what happened with the drama with her and this guy, Maserati Bud. Boy, people they still talking about that. And they ain't going to stop talking about it no time soon. But all I'm saying is, the fight with Claressa and Shadasia is not in danger because there's a lack of interest, people. That's not what's going on here. It's in danger because of timing, scheduling, pride, ego. I'm the boss, bitch. I'm the A-side. I'm the boss. I'm the 2 gold medals, 19 world championship, 5 weight division. 3-time undisputed. Peanut butter and jelly. Grilled cheese. Making that Puerto Rican fish, that Simone for my man. It's in danger because of Claressa Shields. All this shit about, oh, well, it's just the business logistics. Hood champion. I get it. But there's nothing wrong for prioritizing a conversation right now. That's what I don't understand. So, again, timing is a problem. Scheduling that shit's a problem because you don't know what, depending on the venue, it may not be available. You can't have, let me tell you, you can't have a Shadasia Green, Claressa Shields fight on no damn Sunday. You just can't do it. You got to prioritize that conversation now and lock in these venues. Look, these people out here, they got dope, but they ain't Turkey Al-Sheikh. They can't move mountains. Turkey Al-Sheikh, it could be December 24th, and he could come with the kind of money and whatever was scheduled at the venue he wants on December 25th, he could have this shit canceled and have his event take place because he's got the kind of money to move mountains. So the bottom line is these guys need to prioritize the damn Claressa Shields fight, the Shadasia Green fight. Prioritize it, sort out the scheduling, understand the importance of the timing constraints, and work through all the wickets of this business logistics and make the damn fight happen. Because right now, Shadasia Green is pushing for it, Claressa is controlling it. And the clock is quietly ticking. Because I'm telling you, in boxing, the longer a fight takes to make, the harder it becomes to make it all. And I think this fight is getting closer and closer. As far as this level of difficulty is increasing, it's getting closer and closer to being damn near impossible to make this year. And that's just being real. Timing issues, multiple fight schedule, outside ventures in play. Can't happen in Detroit. Got to go to a big city. Gonna be big time, sponsors, big time endorsement deals. It's gonna be a big, big deal. But the more I look at it, the more I feel like, this is another mega fight slipping through the cracks. And I'll be honest with you. You know whose fault it is? If Claressa doesn't come out and speak on it, because she wants to focus on music, and I want to be an R&B singing Beyonce, and say my name, and she want all that. Be a reality star, entertainer, cool, diversify, make your money. I 100% believe Claressa Shields make your money. I heard some of the song where she was singing to the rapper Pepper, and it sounded like shit you hear on the radio. I just wish she didn't have the N-word and shit in there. They don't need to talk like that. They don't need to do that. Clean that shit up. And then, maybe it's even better to me, but she sounds just like that shit you hear on the radio, so I don't know why people are going all crazy and shit. But at the end of the day, I think we're seeing a mega fight slip through the cracks. Pat Poole ain't saying nothing. Win Record's not saying nothing. Demetrius Salida's not saying anything. You watch. They don't want that. You know why? Shadasia's got that goddamn equalizer. All Shadasia has to do is make sure her conditioning can match Claressa's. That's it. If her conditioning can match Claressa's conditioning, Claressa loses. And that's just a fact. The speed she has and everything is cool. The timing, accuracy is cool. Shadasia got a lot of that too, but she got that power. And her hands aren't slow. But she's got to have the conditioning. Footwork and stuff. Maybe we'll have to give Claressa the edge on footwork, but footwork and speed for Claressa for sure. But the conditioning and everything, again, if Shadasia can match that conditioning, and her footwork has improved, her speed, punching in between punches has really improved, man. I'm telling y'all gonna probably be shocked. Be shocked at how this fight goes. I just hope whatever program Claressa's using to get in shape, as far as supplementation, Shadasia should use the same thing. Same exact. Because I have to wonder just how Shadasia will fare fighting someone like Claressa who's on their snack. Sports science meets discipline. You get a beast in the ring. Shadasia going to be confronting a beast if they ever got in that ring. That's why I think it's important for Shadasia to maybe follow a very similar supplement, nutrition, dietary regimen as what Claressa's following. Anyway, Shields says, I'm ready now. Claressa says, not yet. Shadasia's more than power, people. Y'all gonna learn the hard way. But I want to make sure I say this, because I know Claressa Shields be watching my videos. Claressa, we know you whip ass. And going into the fight, you should be the favorite. You will be the favorite. All the bookies, they're going to have Claressa probably as like maybe a 2-1 favorite. And we'll see as, we get closer to the fight what happens with the odds makers. But I'm just telling y'all, don't sleep on Shadasia Green. Date Green. Y'all gonna find out the hard way. Anyway, Claressa, respond, make the fight, say something, stop playing games. Because you can do all the talking you want till you blue in the face to match that blue in your hair that you wear to bring attention to the Flint water crisis. You can, matter of fact, blueface. You be the female blueface. You ain't the female Mayweather, you're the female blueface. Make the fight. Stop talking about everything else but the fight. Make the fight. If you all that in a bag of chips, make the fight. And look, we know, after you and Shadasia fight, Shadasia has some other options out there. Nothing's going to be as big as fighting you, so it'll probably be the rematch. But outside of Shadasia, there's nothing there for you. Outside of each other, there's really nothing there. I mean, Shadasia could rematch Fran, Sean, and all that, but really the only fight that makes sense is Claressa Shields and Shadasia Green. Yeah, that's it. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.